This is Majin, and it is time for some reviews. Let's start off with the Forever Evil Arkham War number 4. Now, this one, if you're looking for a battle issue, this is kind of what you're going to be looking for. Basically, what happens is Bane teams up with Talon, and they start taking care of business. Now, the gist is this. Bane wants all of the Talons on his side, because obviously that's going to bolster his his army. Now the odd thing is, if you really look at it in a weird way, Bane is actually trying to do really good, in the sense that one, he's using Batman or his symbol to fight crime, and two, he's basically taking like the normal people, like the survivors, and he's basically protecting them. He's giving them shelter in this time of great evil. So it's kind of like a really weird situation that's going here. Now, the Arkhamites, they're dastardly, they're evil, and they're playing their part pretty well. And overall, I mean, it's a decent read so far. The art's been decent. The story, while I think it could actually be better at times, I think this is more focused on exactly what I was looking for in terms of a war between the two factions. So for that part, I was definitely pleased, and it did pick up a little bit. Okay, all new XFactor number 1. Okay, this is a Peter David production here. So, it's nice to see that he's taking his XFactor brand and he's applying it to a whole new generation of heroes, so to speak. What we have is Polaris. She's recruiting for Serval Industries because they're trying to create a better world, helping people. And she gets Gambit, and there's Quicksilver. Now, I understand that this is your first issue. Let's get everybody situated. We'll introduce characters so this way everybody knows who they are, in case this is the very first time you've read a comic book before. So I don't mind any of that. What I was looking for is, did I think that would this make an interesting team? Did I think that the premise was interesting? And so far, I'm like really torn with this thing. I think this can go either way, but honestly speaking, I really do not see this title being this top 10 book at all. I think, from what I've read here, I think as a whole, you are definitely going to get a lot of fans, and I think the fans are going to passionately defend it, because there are some like decent parts to it. I mean, the artwork is halfway decent. Um, it's hard to really tell in terms of the overall story arc where it's going to go, but like potentially where you have this corporate-run superhero team, it could be interesting. But history has pretty much showed that any time they do something like this, it's failed. It's always failed miserably, and they always have to dump that basic concept. So I'm really worried about that aspect of it. And then you have to, I don't know, it's kind of like, and what's Gambit working for a company too? That's another thing that really makes it odd. But I'll probably get at least another issue or two just to see what it's, like get a general feel for what it's like. I can say, at least so far, I did like this better than X-Force, Cable's X-Force. So that's a plus, and at least going in this direction here. But, this isn't, like I said, for me at least, this wasn't a standout book. This wasn't a stellar book. It's pretty much an average read. And I don't know if average is going to be good enough for most of the readers out there, especially with the amount of books that are out there. Okay, Avengers World. Basically, the world is the Avengers, and they've saved it, so they've earned the right for it, type thing. Well, they're tying in AIM and AIM's Island, and basically there's a lot of disasters going on in the world, and then they've splintered off the Avengers to basically help fix the problems that are going on. And eventually everything's tying into AIM Island, which I'm really actually kind of glad that they're doing, because I'm really enjoying how they actually have put so much time and effort into that story. They give you little pieces here and there, and you get it a little bit in the Avengers, you get it a little bit in the Secret Avengers, and over time, if you've been following the Avengers as a whole, you're going to be rewarded greatly. And so I'm very, very happy that they're doing something like this. And I'm glad to see that it looks like they're finally starting to bring that storyline to the forefront again. So I'm really looking forward to it. Overall, the art, I don't know, I think there's moments where the art I think is good, and I think at times that it's bad. Like, for an example, there's no way you can convince me that's Bruce Banner. None at all. Like, if I didn't figure out who he was talking to, I wouldn't, based on their dialogue, I wouldn't have known who that is. But other than that, I think there's some good stuff going on in here, especially once you're dealing with the costume heroes, and then like with Gorgon and then the island. That part was fantastic. But I'm really looking forward to this. I don't think though that this would be considered like a Book of the Week level. I think this is a good reintroduction to what's going on. Basically, after the events of Infinity, we really needed to take a step back and restart. So I think that in that sense, this is the good job that it did. It just hit the reset button, and it's now ready to move forward. Okay, Wolverine 13 Killable. I was really surprised with this title. Now, for those of you who don't know, basically there was a virus that came from the micro universe, and it was getting ready to take over the world type thing. And because of them, they stopped Wolverine's healing powers. Now, we get a really nice speech with Sabretooth and Wolverine, and Wolverine's beat. He is beaten like a puppy dog, and it's just sad. It's really sad seeing Wolverine in this condition. And in fact, like, if you really look at the pictures of Wolverine, especially when you look at his eyes, there's so much emotion that's drawn in here. It really was surprising. And basically Sabretooth just says, "You're not even worth killing anymore. I'm just gonna let you live your life out, and I'm gonna stand here being superior to you now, because you're a disappointment. You've always been a disappointment. He basically said, this is what everything you've done wrong with your life, and now pretty much you suck." And it was great. I mean, I really enjoyed that part. Do I like Sabretooth as a character, though? No, I'm getting tired of his ass. I'm tired of seeing him every single freaking time, coming back from the dead how many billions of times and whatnot. Coming back from being beheaded even. But beyond that, though, I thought this issue was a nice closure. I mean, I had no idea what happened in all the issues before it, but I thought picking this thing up just to see how the Killable ends, in case I wanted to start with the new Wolverine, I thought they did a great job from getting you in, getting you quickly up to speed to understand what's going on, and getting you to a resolution. And the really surprising thing is Wolverine actually had an opportunity to get his power back, but he said no. Now, granted, there's baggage with that, but it was still surprising that he said no. And this is the other odd thing, is the way he's acting in this issue is absolutely nothing like he is acting in every other appearance in all the other books. Now, I understand why that is, but it would have been really nice to see some sort of consistency. Maybe we'll see some consistency going forward with the way he's beaten here, but I doubt it. I think this is probably the last we're going to see of him being beaten. And once we go to the new Marvel Now version of it, or the all-new Marvel Now, I should say, I think they're just going to forget about that. But I actually was pleased. Okay, Cataclysm. You're going to want to read this one first, and then this one. Now, in fact, this one takes place before 2, the ending of 2. What we have here is the Evil Reed and Miles going to Earth 616, and they're trying to figure out who Galactus is. And if anything, this issue was kind of like one of those things where the villain sees what could have been, and he realizes he was wrong, and he realizes that everything he was fighting for, again, was wrong, and he should have gone for the dream that he originally would have wanted. And he sees the world in a whole new light. And I thought in that aspect of it, I thought that was a really interesting character change, and I thought it was a really good read overall. Now, I am a little disappointed that we're no longer going to get the evil Reed Richards, but beyond that, if the Ultimate Universe continues, now Reed's going to be on the path of redemption. Okay, let's look at this one here. This is basically Miles confronting his dad, saying, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man, I need to get you to safety." And his dad's freaking out on him because he killed his brother, he killed his mom, type thing, and he has to go watch his son run off to save the people in the airplane that crashed. Now, this is the thing that actually has me worried that they're going to continue the Ultimate Universe. Okay, let's forget about for the second here that they do have that mini-series coming out called Survive, which definitely implies that the Ultimate Universe is going to continue. It's right here in these pages where J. Jonah Jameson's on this plane that crashed. Miles goes in, and J. Jonah Jameson is saved by Spider-Man again. And this is a different Spider-Man this time. And he's watching this heroic effort between, Miles, Jessica, Cloak and Dagger, and Boom Boom. And he's just, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but he's just like, you know what? I'm going to change your life when this is over. So then, that is indicating to me there's going to be more, because they laid the biggest plot change development in this issue. So I don't really think Bendis would drop something like that here without the intention of something is going to come from it. Hopefully it'll be good. Personally, though, kill off everything. This is what I say. Kill off everything. Give me Spider-Man. Keep Bendis on it, and I'll be happy with that. Give me a Fantastic Four book with Reed Richards on the path of redemption, and I might be okay with that. Get rid of the X-Men. Get rid of the Ultimates. And now we're talking. That's all I want. If the Ultimate Universe survives. Let me give you some codes. So anyways, what did you guys get? Here is XFactor number 1, since I figured this would be probably an in-demand one. What did you guys think of Killable? Was this something that you thought was interesting? Did it end well for you guys? And I know you can't read that. Here we go. And give you this one. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video. Facebook link, Crunchyroll anime reviews. We'll have more reviews later. Until next time.